All right, shalom. Whether you call, just coming back to you with another quick lesson through the Spirit, coming from wire.com. I'm just going to check Revelation 13 and 16, man, with the so-called MOB, man. And it shows you the times that we're living in, man, and it's getting closer and closer to that day, man. All right. Let me see. But first off, I'm going to give all praise to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah Bashim, Rakakadash. All right, double honors to our apostle and elders, great millstone, rule the nation of Israel very well. And to you Negroes, you Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're the real Hebrew Israelites, according to the scriptures, and salvation is only for you. All right. It says, Apple says it's time to digitize your ID, ready or not. All right. It says digital driver's license have had a slow start in the U.S. so far, but iOS 15 wallet will give the nascent technology a serious push, man. All right. We're just in those times, man. With the so-called with the MOB, man. They're basically gonna have everything on your so-called chip, man. Your ID, birth records, man. All right. Your medical conditions, man. Everything, man. All right. One of the things I always go back to, man, is with this devil. It's basically when they pull Jake over, man. You got a lot of Jakes who will be in the car, man, and say, I don't have my license on me. All right. Just gonna put it into all of that, man. Because guess what you're gonna have to do, man? Hey, stick your hand out. Let me see your chip. All right. They're gonna scan it. We know who you are. Ain't no running, man. There was a movie that came out a couple years ago. We went to see it, man. I forgot the name of it, man. Basically everybody had the so-called chip, man. And that's how they were able to basically track them, man. And basically these people, man, we call it predictive programming, man. They're basically telling you what's coming, man, but you people just don't. They're doing it in a gradual sense, man. So you're so slow that people they don't catch on, man. They just adapt in this new way of life, and we keep pushing. All right, that's how these people go about with it, man. All right, but like I said, everything's gonna be on your chip, man. Everything that Esau needs, man. Your money, your ID, everything that he needs to see, it's gonna be on that thing, man. All right. It says if you've ever scanned a digital boarding pass directly from your phone at airport security, you can imagine how doing the same with your driver's license would make life a little easier, man. That's what it's all about, man. They're selling to these people basically the ease of life, man. All right, run the store, hit your chip, get your money off, keep moving. All right. It says alongside your credit cards, all right, because this is a fast food society, man. Everybody wants stuff. Chop, let's go. All right. It says Apple will enable this slacking. It's the beginning in iOS 15 this fall. Apple will enable just that, letting you store your state ID alongside your credit cards, loyalty programs, transit passes. Look at that, man. And even door and car keys in your Apple wallet, man. All right. And what does that go back to, man? Over there in Sweden, man, with the so-called chip, man. These people basically putting their hand to their car and it starts. All right, putting their hand to the door and it reads it and it starts, man. And it opens up, man. All right. It says by doing so, and just think, man. You people putting your basically your combination to your lock to the house, man, in your Apple wallet, man. Think, man, your government can easily access that, man. All right, all this information is turned over to your government, man. All the way down to Facebook and everything, man. It says by doing so, the company won't just introduce convenience. It may well be the tipping point that forces the more states, the U.S. government, and even Android to make digital driver's license the norm, man. That's what's gonna happen, man. All right. You got companies like Apple, Facebook. All these people are leading the charge, man, towards new order, man. All right, it says Apple itself is launching a universal digital identification scheme. Plenty of others have embarked on technically, and geopolitically fraught efforts to create a new type of private and secure ID for everyone. No, man, it's not going to be secure, man. All right, it says digital driver's licenses aren't entirely novel. States like Oklahoma, Delaware, Arizona have recently worked with a company called IDEMIA to develop both the infrastructure and companion app to support digital driver license. And Colorado and Louisiana introduced digital IDs more than 2 years ago, man. They're probably a good company to invest into. IDEMIA. Check that out. It says it's still very much early days, though. Every state that allows for digital driver's license still requires you to carry the physical version, and some mobile licenses currently can't be used outside the state that issued them. It says this partly because the federal government is in the process of introducing new design requirements to make driver's license harder to forge or manipulate, man. It says part of the Real ID Act. Apple didn't speak to the issue directly, but will presumably build in the ability to use Apple IDs out of state for flying, man. It says in April, TSA and the Department of Homeland Security Office of Strategy and Policy opened a public comment period for digital ID security standards and platforms, man. It says Apple's also in direct contact with the TSA to get wallet-based driver's license approved for airport use. Man, it's the times, man. All right, it says the TSA is working to enable airport security checkpoints as the first place you can use your digital ID. Jennifer Bailey, Vice President of Wallet and Apple Pay, and it said during last week's iOS 15 launch, man. All right, it says when you present your ID, you will know what specific information is requested and securely presented, man. All right, so when they want to know your history of medical conditions or felonies, anything of that nature, but all this stuff's going to be on that, man. All right. So like this is the International Organization for Standardization. It has also released a digital driver's license standard, but it is unclear whether Apple is incorporating it. The standard is still in the under development status and may evolve since digital IDs are so new, man. All right. It says in general. See how much more we got left. We're gonna read all this, man. On there, it's a lot. So like, It says in general, though, proponents say that digital IDs will ultimately be more secure and private than physical ones, man. All right, mobile driver's license can be logged with biometric authentication. There you go, man. All right, look at that, Face ID or Touch ID in Apple's case, man. All right, these are the times we're coming into, man. All right. He calls all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, see what marking the right hand on their forehead, man. All right, we're in those times, man. I'm gonna get that precept before we close it out, man. It says if someone steals your physical driver's license, they could potentially flash it at a bouncer or steal your personal information off of it, man. But a secure digital driver's license, like one in the Apple Wallet, will be inaccessible to anyone who didn't have your finger or face handy, man. All right, it says digital driver's license efforts have had a slow start in the U.S. so far. In Louisiana, for example, about 600,000 residents were using the state's 3-year-old digital ID system as of May, or about 14% of the population. Apple's support for digital driver's license in wallets makes the prospect of digital IDs feel much more concrete, but a lot of open questions remain about how the company will implement the feature and whether your state will actually participate anytime soon, man. It's gonna happen, man. All right. These are your billionaire corporations are basically leading your government, man, and it's really led by the so-called international bankers, man. All right. Let me see anything else on this that I want to get. I should keep reading a little bit more. It says Apple declined to comment about which states it is collaborating with and which driver license wallets will support when the feature launches. The company also declined to comment about whether it's working to launch digital driver license with any state that don't already offer one independently, man. It says, I imagine that Apple may release more specific soon, but I am disappointed at the lack of transparency around this announcement from the start, man, because they're not going to tell you people what they're truly doing, man. It says Alex Hancock is director of engineering at the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Is this propitiatory, or are they using the ISO mobile driver's license compliance standard, man? I am not sure, and I have many questions that aren't answered at the moment on how they plan to roll this out with the TSA, because they're working with them, man. The government's working with Apple, man. It says the one major question is how Apple users and law enforcement like TSA agents will actually interact with these digital IDs. If your driver's license is on your phone, you could potentially have to present your fully unlocked device to a law enforcement agent in a transaction like a traffic stop or a airport security, man. All right, and that's what it's eventually going to go back to, man. It's going to go to the chip, man. All right, it's not going to be on your phone. All right. It says that could in turn expose you to incidental search of your data, social media accounts, or anything else that the agents fix too. All right. This is customs and border processing are already fraught with digital private threats, even within the U.S., man. It says I've wondered about the same thing in the past for auto insurance cars. It's one of the reasons I've never put one on my phone, says Thomas Reed, a Mac security specialist at the antivirus firm Malwarebytes. But you gotta look at it like this, man. And I didn't think about that, man. Yeah, you can put your identification cards, your IDs for your wallets. For your license. Your insurance, man. No, I didn't think about that. Yeah, and I have it on mine right now, man. through my insurance company, man. I didn't realize that, you know, and didn't really pay attention to it, man. This is my first time actually having it, but yeah, man, it's just those times, man. All right. It's anything else on that, man. That's it on that, man. But yeah, man. You go to this article. It's on Wired.com. Just type in the heading. But yeah, man, it just shows you where we're at, man, and where we're headed, man. All right, I'm just gonna get the precept. This is Revelation 13 and 16. It says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, man, that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, man. Right? You're not gonna be able to do anything without this so-called MOB, man. All right, so-called mark, man. You're not gonna do anything in society, man, because everybody's gonna be switching to that way, man. All right, just like they told the other folks over in China, man. They basically told you gotta catch up and get with the program, right? Because they didn't want to switch to digital. They didn't want to switch to digital money, man. They like their cash, man. All right, but that always been phased out, man. This is gonna be the new wave, man. AKA the new world order, man. All right, yeah, man. But it's coming, man. All we gotta do is be patient, and Lord willing, do it to the end, man. All right. But yeah, man. That's it on that, man. We have all praise to the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shem, Bashim, Makakadash, man. All right, double honor to our apostle, elders, no stone, rule the nation of Israel very well, man. Unto you Negroes, you Hispanics and Native Americans, you're the real Hebrew Israelites according to the scriptures, man. All right, salvation on for you, man. Till the next time, Lord willing. Shalom.